Welcome into the News 12 Now desk. Thanks for joining us here. Just about 10 o'clock on our Tuesday morning. Some news coming out of Augusta National today. Some qualifications announced for the Masters tournament for 2026. Some new ones, some amendments to the old ones. Let's go ahead and take a look at what these announcements are. So first we'll start off with the new ones here. We've got a series of new tournaments that will be eligible to get players into the Masters next year. So if you take a look, you've got the Scottish Open, the Spanish Open, the Japan Open, the Hong Kong Open, the Australian Open, and the South African Open. All of those will get someone 1 year of eligibility into the Masters tournament. So why are they doing this, and what does this mean? Well, Chairman Fred Ridley always talks about growing the game, expanding the game, especially on the international level. So we've seen these international invitations going out to players like Joaquin Niemann, Nikolai Højgaard, over the last couple of years, just to name a couple. There are plenty more examples, but this is another thing that helps grow the game internationally. So we've got 6 new tournaments here that will get players eligibility, and a lot of them are DP World Tour events. What that could also mean is we could see more live players coming in to the Masters field if they don't qualify already. We know there are a handful of Masters champions on the live tour, including Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, Charles Schwartzel, Patrick Reed, Sergio Garcia. I think I'm missing one, John Rahm, probably missing another one in there, but you get the idea. But these events, a lot of them DP World Tour events, open to live players. Patrick Reed won the Hong Kong Open back in 2024. So that is another avenue for these live players who don't have a lot of avenues. This is another one for them to get into the Masters field. Now, the other big change coming out of the tournament qualifications is what doesn't count. So the PGA Tour just had their tour championship. Tommy Fleetwood won that, and now everything after this, players can earn what's known as FedEx Cup fall points. Now, those are for the players ranked outside the top 50 in the FedEx Cup standings who can earn points to then qualify for PGA Tour tournaments next year. Now, previously, players who won those tournaments and got the 500 FedEx Cup points for the fall would earn their way to the Masters. That is no longer going to be the case. What does that mean? Players, if we look at the schedule from last year here, players who qualified who will no longer qualify under this new criteria: Patton Kizzire, Kevin Yu, Nico Echeverria, Matt McCarty, Austin Eckroat, Rafael Campos, Maverick McNeely. Those are all players who won some of these fall events, who qualified for the Masters that way. They won't qualify through those same avenues this upcoming year. So no real major changes, I would say, just a couple smaller tweaks that are probably going to impact 4 or 5 players on each side. So you have a few players who win some of these open championships that I'd mentioned. They'll get into the field to expand it a little bit, but then we kind of shrink that on the other side by taking away some of these fall tournaments. So overall, kind of balances everything out while also expanding the game, which is something, like I said, Chairman Fred Ridley has been trying to do for the past few years now, and has been doing really with the Augusta National Women's Amateur, getting a talented field from all over the world there. Drive, chip, and putt brings in kids from all over, and then this Masters field is one of the most diverse we've seen, the one that we had in 2025, based on international invitations and just all the players around the world who qualified. So a couple minor changes there for the Masters. We'll see how it all plays out come April, but again, we've got new tournaments that will allow players to qualify, and then those fall tournaments will not get players automatically into the 2026 Masters. So again, we'll see how it plays out in April, but just wanted to pop on here and give you that update about who gets in and who doesn't when it comes to 2026. Crazy to think we're already talking Masters, just 4 months removed from 25. It'll be here before we know it. So thanks for tuning in. Hope this all made sense. I know it's a little bit into the weeds there when it comes to qualifications, but this will all make sense here when we see who qualifies.